Alright, y'all, we are back with some more Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes. We're actually nearly done the chapter. But before we get into the book, I just want to express that the movie is drawing nigh. They have a movie poster now, which I'm going to be putting on the community tab. So be sure you check that out when I post it. Haven't posted yet, but I will. But YouTube has given me the gift of the community tab. Like, we can do more things now. Like, you guys can tell me what games you want me to see play. And I can also help out more people. Like, for instance, the FNAF community. I can finally help out the FNAF community, which is what I wanted to do for the longest time. And now I can. Anyways, guys, we're going to dive right into the book, so I don't make this intro too long. And I was going to elaborate more on that. Alright, let me just find the place where I was. Let's see. Sorry, I had to find where I last left off in the book. Oh, okay. I found my spot. Hi, she said awkwardly, flicking her eyes at each of them, not fully making contact. Jessica scooted over on the red vinyl bench and patted the seat beside her. "Here, sit," she said, and was telling John and Colton about my glamorous life. She rolled her eyes as she said it, managing to convey herself desperation. Okay, hold on. I'll be facing you guys when I read. Sorry about that. I love you. Alright. She rolled her eyes as she said it, managing to convey both self desperation at the sense that her life was truly something exciting. "Did you know Jessica lives in New York?" Oh, that's Colton. "Did you know Jessica lives in New York?" Colton said. There was something careful about the way he spoke, like he was thinking about his words before he formed them. John was silent, but smiled at Charlie anxiously. Jessica rolled her eyes again, and with a flash of deja vu, Charlie suddenly recalled this as being habit even when they were children. 8 million people live in New York, Colton. Oh, 8 million people live in New York, Colton. It's not exactly an achievement, Jessica said. Colton shrugged. "I never been anywhere," he said. I didn't know you still lived in town," Charlie said. "Where else am I going to live? My family has been here since 1986. Oh, where am I going to live? My family has been here since 1986, he added, deepening his voice to mimic his father. Is that even true? Oh, is that even true? Colton asked. "I don't know," Colton said in his own register. "Could be. Dad ran for mayor 2 years ago. I mean, he lost, but he still wants to run. But still, who runs for mayor?" He made a face. I swear the day I turn 18, I'm out of here. I don't believe you. He reminds me of Bart Simpson. Where are you going to go? John asked, looking seriously at Carlton. Carlton met his eyes. Not as serious for a moment. Abruptly, he broke away and pointed out the window, closing one eye, as if his as if to get his aim through. John raised an eyebrow as he looked out the window, trying to follow the line Carlton was pointing to. Charlie looked too. Carlton wasn't pointing at anything. John opened his mouth and said something, but Carlton interrupted. Or, he said smoothly, pointed in the opposite direction. Okay. John scratched his head, looking slightly embarrassed. Anywhere, right? He ended with a laugh. Where's everyone else? Charlie asked, peering out the window and searching the parking lot for a few new arrivals. Okay, I guess he has a ton of friends. Probably the big YouTubers like Darko, Raz, 8-Bit Ryan, Bazamalam. That's probably what they're waiting for. Yes. Yes. Tomorrow, John said. They're coming tomorrow morning. Jessica jumped in carefully. Mama is bringing her little brother. Can you believe it? Jason? Jason? Charlie smiled. He remembered Jason as a little bundle of blankets with a tiny red face peeking out. I mean, who wants a baby around? Jessica adjusted her hat primly. I'm pretty sure he's not a baby anymore, Charlie said, snuffling and laughed. Practically a baby, Jessica said. Anyway, I booked us a room in a motel down by the highway. It was all I could find. The boys are staying with Carlton. Okay, Charlie said. She was vaguely impressed by Jessica's organization, and she wasn't happy about the plan. She was loath to share a room with Jessica. And why? She's your best friend. She now seemed like a stranger. Jessica had become the kind of girl who intimidated her. Ooh, two chicas rivaling. Ooh, that's going to be something. So there's two chicas, Charlie and Jessica. She polished and immaculate. I can't say that word. Speaking as though she had everything in life figured out. For a moment, Charlie considered going back to her. Charlie considered going back to her old house for the night. Bad idea. You know why. But as soon as she thought of it, the idea repelled her. That house at night was no longer the province of the living. Dun dun dun! I know why. Don't be dramatic, she scolded herself. But now John was speaking. He had a way of commanding attention. Freddy Fazbear. Ho 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 ho. With his voice, probably because it spoke less often than everyone else. He spent the most of his time listening, but not out of maintenance. He was gathering information, speaking only when he had wisdom of sarcasm to dispense. Often it was both at once. Does anyone know what's happening tomorrow? I don't know. They all were silent for a moment. The waitress took the opportunity to come over for the order. Charlie flipped quickly through the menu, her eyes not really focusing on the words. Her turn to order came much faster than she was expecting and froze. Eggs, she said at last. The woman's hollow expression was still fixed on her, and she realized she had not finished. Scrambled, retoast, she added, and the woman went away. Charlie looked back down the menu. She hated this about herself when she was caught off guard. She seemed to lose all ability to act and process on what's going around her. People were comprehensible. Their demands alien. Ordering dinner shouldn't be hard, she thought. The others had begun the conversation again, and she turned her attention over at Dom, feeling like she's falling behind. Oh, okay. Let me just elaborate because they're talking about what happened back in 1983. So this is my thoughts. All of these kids, Carlton, John, Jessica, Charlie, are the kids from the Bite of 83 cutscene. They now have names. Like, I know this book is canon, I understand, but in this book, Scott gave those kids names from the mini game. And they're talking about what happened to Chris Afton. And we all know what happened. He got bit and died because of Mike Afton. And honestly, I feel so horrible for Chris. Like, honestly. Like, that's definitely betrayal of trust from brother to brother. Like, honestly, that's not cool of Mike. That's really not cool. Who agrees on that, by the way? Who agrees? I need to know your thoughts. Down in the comment section. What do we even say to his parents? What do we even say to his parents? Jessica was saying. Carter, do you ever see that? Carter, do you ever see them? Charlie asked. Not really, he said. Around, I guess, sometimes. I'm surprised they stayed in Hurricane, Jessica said with a note of really disapproval in her voice. Yeah, that's a good question. Why did they stay? Charlie said nothing, but she thought, how could they not? His body had never been found. Ooh! Sorry. Wow. How could they not have secretly hoped he might come home, no matter how impossible they knew it was? How could they even leave the only home Michael knew? It would mean really finally giving up on him. Maybe that was the scholarship, wasn't a mission that he was never coming home. Charlie was acutely aware that they were in a public place. We're talking about Michael felt inappropriate. They were, in a sense, both insiders and outsiders. They had been closer to Michael. probably more than anyone to in this restaurant, but with the exception of Carlton, they were no longer from Hurricane. They did not belong. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. She saw tears falling on her paper placemat before she felt them. She hurriedly wiped her eyes, looking down and hoping no one had noticed. When she looked up, John appeared to be studying his silverware. But she knew he had seen. She was grateful to him for not trying to offer comfort. John, do you still write? Carlton asked. Oh, go there. I was going to say something, but I took back my words. John had declared himself an author when they were about 6. Having learned to read and write when he was 4, a year ahead of them, at the age of 7, he completed his first novel, and pressed his poorly spelled, inscrutably illustrated creation on his friends and family demanding reviews. Shirley remembered that she had given him only 2 stars. Give him 10! Alright, it was his first novel. Give him a lot of credit for that. That takes guts. It really does. John laughed at the question. I added to my ears the right way these days, he said. I can't believe you remember that. But I do, yeah. He stopped, clearly wanting to say more. What do you write? Carlton obliged, and John looked down at his placemat, speaking mostly to the table. Short stories mostly. I actually had one published last year. I mean, it was just a magazine, nothing big. They were all made snubbled noises of being impressed, and he looked up again, embarrassed but pleased. What was the story about? What was the story about? Johnny asked. John hesitated, but before he could speak or decide not to, the waitress returned with the food. They all ordered from the breakfast menu: coffee, eggs, bacon, blueberry pancakes for Carlton. A brightly colored food looked hopeful and start fresh to the day. Charlie took a bite of a toast, the bite of Toasty 7. I'm sorry. The bite of Toasty 7. They all ate silently for a moment. Hey, Carlton, John said suddenly, whatever happened to Freddy's anyway? It got shut down and left to rot. That's what happened. There was a brief hush. Dylan, there was a brief hush. Carlton looked nervously at Sonny and Jessica stood up at the ceiling. John flushed red and slowly spoke hastily. It's okay, Carlton. I'd let you know too. It got burnt down. That's what happened. It was left to rot. And all the animatronics, well, let's just say they're all withered. Carlton shrugged, stabbing at his pancakes nervously with a fork. They peeled over it. The megaplex. What did they build? Jessica asked. Is there something else there now? Was it built over or torn down? Sean asked. Carlton shrugged again, quick like a nervous tick. They built the megaplex over it. That's what happened. Like I said, I don't know. It's too far back from the road to see. I haven't exactly investigated. It might have been leased to someone. But I didn't know what they did. It's all been blocked off for years under construction. You can't even tell if the building is still there. So it could still be there? This guy asked with a spark of excitement breaking through. Yeah, it's basically underneath. As we learned from security breach, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place is below the Megaplex. And not just that, the location of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is underneath the Megaplex. That's what we learned from security breach. Like I said, I don't know, Carlton answered. Her face suddenly turned too bright as she felt exposed. She had barely eaten and found herself rising from the booth, pulling a few crumpled bills from her pocket and dropping them on the table. I'm going out for a minute, she said. Smoke break, she said hastily. You don't smoke? She seated herself for the clumsy lie, slipping away out the door, roasting past a family without saying excuse me. Wow. She stepped into the cool evening. She walked to her car and sat on the hood, the rain dancing slightly under her weight. She took a few breaths of the cool air, as if it were water, and closed her eyes. She knew it would come up. You know you would have to talk about it. Oh, you knew it would come up? You knew you would have to talk about it, she reminded herself. She had practiced on the drive here, had forced herself to think about the happy memories, to smile and say, remember when? She thought she was prepared for this, but of course she'd be wrong. Why else? She would run out of the restaurant like a child. Charlie! She opened her eyes and saw John standing next to her car, holding a second of one of them like an offering. You forgot your jacket, he said, and she made herself smile at him. Oh, I love those two together. Thanks, she said. She took it and draped it over her shoulders. Then she slid over on the cart for him to sit. Sorry about that, she said. In the dim lights of the parking lot, she could see him blush to his ears. He joined her on the car's hood, leaving the deliberate space between them. I haven't learned to think about before I talk. I'm sorry. So what? The skies are plane passed overhead. Charlie smiled, this time unforced. It's okay, I knew it would come up. It had to. It sounds stupid. But I never think about it. I don't let myself. No one knows when I have an accident with my aunt, and we never talk about it. Then I come here and suddenly it's everywhere. I was just surprised, that's all. Only a few more pages, guys. Alright? Chapter 2 is about to come up. It's on the horizons. Okay. Uh-oh. Sean pointed at Charlie, saw Jessica and Carlton hesitating in the doorway of the diner. She waved them over, they came. Remember the time at Freddy's when the merry-go-round got stuck and Marla and that kid that Billy had to keep riding until the parents plucked them off? Charlie said. Billy is Balloon Boy. That's Balloon Boy's human name. Billy. There was a brief. Their faces were bright red, crying like babies. She covered her face, guilty, as if being funny to her. There was a brief, surprised silence, then Carlton started laughing. The miner puked all over him. Oh! Sweet justice! Sweet justice! Charlie said. Actually, I think it was the nachos. John added. Jessica wrinkled her nose. So gross. I never wanted to get that. Not after that. Oh, come on, Jessica. They cleaned it. And, said Carlton, I'm pretty sure kids puked all over that place. Those wet floor signs weren't there for nothing, right, Charlie? All bleached and cleaned. Yes! Right, Charlie. Don't look at me, she said. I never puked. We used to spend so much time there. Privileges of knowing the owner's daughter. We used to spend so much time there. Privileges of knowing the owner's daughter, Jessica said, looking at Charlie with a marked accusation. Alright, so they knew on. Or Vanessa. It was on. Sorry. They knew on. They probably knew what happened to on too. Because I bet they were there when that happened to her. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I couldn't help who that it was. Shirley said, laughing. Jessica looked thoughtful for a moment before she continued. How could you have a better shelter than spending all days at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? I don't know, said Carlton. I think that music got to me over the years. The keyboards of the similar song. Sorry, that's how it sounds like. It's either that or the who. Okay, back to the book. Okay. Charlie dipped her head into it, recalling the tune. I love those animals so much, Jessica said. Said suddenly. What's the proper term for them? Animals, robots, mascots? I think all those are accurate, Charlie leaned back. Well, anyway, I used to go and talk to the bunny. What was his name? Bonnie, Charlie said. Yeah, said Jessica. I used to complain to him about my parents. I always thought he had an understanding look about him. Whoa! Well, okay. Carlton laughed. It was more like therapy, recommended by 6 out of 7 crazy people. Ha! Shut up, Jessica retorted. I knew he wasn't real. I just liked talking to him. Charlie smiled a little. I remember that, she said, Jessica. She said, Jessica in her prime little dress, her brown hair in 2 tight braids, like a little kid of an old book. I bet you anything she becomes baby. Circus baby. Because that makes sense. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure about anything. Okay. Walking up to the stage when the show was over, whispering earnestly to the life-size animatronic rabbit. If anyone came up beside her, she would instantly be silent still, waiting for them to go away so she could resume her one-sided conversations. Shirley said, Shirley had never talked to the animals by her father's restaurant, or felt close to them, like some kids seem to do. Although she liked them, they belonged to the public. She had her own toys, mechanical friends waiting for her at home that belonged only to her. I knew it. I liked Freddy, said John. He always seemed the most relatable. Well, of course, he's the icon, the mascot. And John becomes Freddy. Get it, John? FNAF? Okay. I'm sorry, I had to make that reference. Because here's the thing, guys. This is a Five Nights at Freddy's book. And there's a guy named John in it. Yeah. That's a real coincidence to John from FNAF. There's your shadow, John. That's a real coincidence, though. Okay. You know, there's a lot of things about my childhood that I don't remember at all, Carlton said. But I swear I can close my eyes and see every last detail of that place. Even the gum I used to stick under the tables. Gum? Yeah, right. Gum? Yeah, right. They were boogers. Ew! I'm sorry. Even the gum... Oh. He grinned. I was 7. What do you want? You all picked on me back then. Remember when Marlo wrote Carlton smells like feet on the wall outside? Poor guy! You did smell like feet, Jessica. You did smell like feet, Jessica laughed with a sudden outburst. Carlton shrugged, unperturbed. I used to try to hide when it was time to go home. Dylan, Jesus. But here's the thing. He's Gregory's brother. Unless Carlton's his last name. Oh my goodness, Gregory Carlton. Oh my god. Guys, Gregory's in the book. Gregory Carlton. Oh my god. That makes sense. Because here's the thing, guys. This is what Carlton says. And in the book, Carlton shrugged. I used to try to hide when it was time to go home. I would be stalking there overnight, so I could have the whole place to myself. See? Gregory is in the book. Gregory. Oh my god. Gregory's in this. Yeah, you always kept everyone waiting. Yeah, you almost kept everyone waiting, said John. You always sit under the same table. All Glenmark Freddy. Yes. Charlie spoke slowly. And when she did, everyone turned to her as though she'd be waiting. Sometimes I feel like I remember every inch of it, like Carlton, she said. But sometimes it's like I hardly remember it at all. It's all in pieces. Like I remember the carousel the time we got stuck. I remember drawing on the placemats. I remember little things eating the greasy pizza, hugging Freddy in the summer and his little fur getting stuck in my clothes. But I love it. It's like pictures I could have to someone else. They're all looking at her oddly. Freddy was brown, right? Jessica looked to the others for confirmation. I guess I don't really remember anything at all, after all, Gordon teased Charlie, and she laughed briefly. Why, I meant brown, she said. Brown, Freddy was brown. Of course he was. She just couldn't see him in her mind now, but somewhere in the depths of her recall, there was a flash of something else. What? Condon launched into another story and Charlie brought his attention to him, but there was something disturbing, worrisome about the lapse in memory. That's not good. That is not good. It was 10 years ago. It's not like she got dementia at 17. She told herself, but it was in basic detail. They were misremembered out of the corner of her eye. She caught John looking at her face of expression on his face, as though he had said something important. You really don't know what happened to it? She asked Carlton, with urgency in her voice she intended. He stopped talking. Sorry, she said. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. There's something really weird going on here, though. Because, guys, she doesn't, she has pictures in her mind. Not just that. She only knows bits and pieces. It's not like her frontal lobe is out, because I know that's not what's going on. Something's going on with Charlie. Something's going on. It's okay, he said. But yeah, oh no. I don't really know what happened. How could you not know? You live here. Charlie, come on, said John. It's not like I hang around that part of town. Things are different. The town has grown, Carter said mildly, seeming unruffled by her outburst. And I honestly don't look for reasons to go around her, you know. Why would I? There isn't any reason, not anymore. We could go there, Gus said suddenly, and Charlie's heart skipped. Dylan, calm down. Carlton looked nervously at Charlie. What? Seriously? It's a mess. I don't know if we can get to it. I bet you can. Okay. Charlie found herself nodding. She felt as though she had spent a whole day way down by memory, seeing everything through a filter of years. And now she felt suddenly alert, her mind fully present. She wanted to go. Let's do it, she said. Even though there's nothing there I want to see. They were all silent. Suddenly, John smiled with reckless confidence. Yes! Let's do it! And that's Chapter 1. Hope you enjoyed Chapter 1 of Five Nights at Freddy's at Silver Eyes. And if you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Astro blast that like button. And keep relaxing, and don't stop believing. And most of all, I love all of you.